Imagine this. You're sitting on the bus, scrolling through your phone, and you see yet another video saying, if you just invest £100 a month, you can become wealthy. And you think, really? £100? That's like my phone bill. How is that supposed to change my life? Most people hear advice like that and instantly ignore it, not because they're lazy, but because their brain can't imagine how something so small could ever become something big. But here's the twist. Your brain is lying to you. And today, I'm going to show you what actually happens when you invest just £100 every month for 10 years, and why the results are nothing like what most people expect. Let's be honest. Most people think wealth comes from big moves. A big salary, a big business, a big investment, a big win. So when they hear £100 a month, it feels like a joke. Because £100 doesn't feel powerful. It feels small, forgettable, like something that disappears on food delivery, petrol, or random weekend spending. And that's exactly why most people never start investing. Not because they don't have the money, but because they don't believe small money matters. This is the psychological trap that keeps millions stuck. We underestimate small actions. We overestimate big ones. And we completely misunderstand how money grows. So let's break this down in the simplest way possible. Let's start with the basics. If you invest £100 every month for 10 years, that's £100 times 12 months times 10 years, £12,000 of your own money. Most people stop right there. They think, okay, £12,000 in 10 years? That's not life-changing. But that's because they're missing the entire point. Investing isn't about what you put in. It's about what your money does after you put it in. This is where compounding enters the story. And compounding is weird. It's slow until it's not. It's boring until it's unbelievable. It's invisible until it's obvious. Let's see it in action. Imagine you invest £100 every month into something that grows at around 7% per year, roughly the long-term average of the stock market. Here's what happens. After 1 year, you have around £1,240. After 3 years, around £3,900. After 5 years, around £7,200. After 10 years, around £17,300. So instead of £12,000, you end up with £17,300. That's an extra £5,300 that came from doing absolutely nothing. No extra work, no extra hours, no extra stress, just time. But here's where it gets interesting. Most of that growth doesn't happen at the beginning. It happens later. In the first few years, your money grows slowly, painfully slowly, almost insultingly slowly, and that's why most people quit. They look at their account after a year or two and think, this isn't working. But that's because they don't understand the psychology of compounding. Humans are terrible at understanding exponential growth. We're wired for straight lines. If I walk 10 steps, I move forward. If I walk 20 steps, I move twice as far. But money doesn't grow in straight lines. It grows in curves. And curves feel like nothing is happening, until suddenly everything is happening. This is why the first £5,000 takes forever, but the next £5,000 happens much faster. It's why the first £10 of growth feels tiny, but the first £1,000 feels magical. And it's why people who stay consistent for years end up with results that look unbelievable to everyone else. Not because they're smarter, not because they're luckier, but because they stayed long enough for the curve to kick in. Let's make this even more relatable. Imagine two people. Person A saves £100 a month, but keeps it in a normal bank account, earning almost nothing. Person B invests £100 a month into something that grows at 7%. After 10 years, Person A has £12,000. Person B has £17,300. Same effort, same amount of money, completely different outcome. Why? Because Person B understood one thing. Money grows when you give it a job. Money dies when you let it sit. This is the difference between saving and investing. Saving protects your money. Investing multiplies it. And you need both, but only one builds wealth. Here's something most people never realize. When you invest £100 a month, the money doesn't just grow. You grow. You start thinking differently. You start caring about your future. You start noticing your spending habits. You start feeling more in control. Investing isn't just a financial habit. It's a psychological shift. It changes how you see money. It changes how you see time. It changes how you see yourself. And that shift is worth more than the money itself. Here's the deeper truth. Wealth isn't built by intensity. It's built by consistency. Most people wait for the perfect moment to start investing. When I earn more, when life is less stressful, when I have extra money, when things calm down. But life never calms down. There is no perfect moment. There is only now. And the people who win with money aren't the ones who start big. They're the ones who start early. Because time is the real engine of wealth. Not intelligence, not luck, not timing the market, not picking the perfect investment, just time. And £100 a month is simply a way of buying time. So what should you take from all this? 3 simple things. 1, small money matters more than you think. £100 feels small today, but over time it becomes powerful. 2, consistency beats intensity. It's better to invest £100 every month than £1,000 once and never again. 3, your future wealth depends more on your behavior than your income. You don't need to be rich to start. You become rich by starting. And remember, you're not investing £100 a month. You're investing in the person you'll be 10 years from now. So here's the question. 10 years from today, you're going to arrive somewhere. You're going to be older. You're going to have lived through a decade of choices. The only question is, will you arrive with £12,000 or £17,300 or maybe even more? Because you started earlier, stayed consistent, and let time do the heavy lifting? The next 10 years are going to pass anyway. The only thing you get to decide is whether your money grows with them. And that decision starts with something as small and as powerful as £100 a month. Hey, if you made it all the way to the end, thank you so much for watching. It really means a lot. If you found this video valuable, please do me a quick favor. Give it a like, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe to the channel for more simple, practical, money advice. Turning on the notification bell helps a lot, too. Thank you again for being here. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.